guys, so today I'm going to show you how to make a paper feather. Okay, so lately I've been making feathers out of old books, and so I'm going to show you how to make a feather with an old book page. Okay, so here's my old book. I just got it for free. I've been tearing pages out of it and using it to make art a lot. So for this feather, I watercolored the paper and then waited for it to dry. And then I drew the feather and then cut the little pieces of the feather, okay? So you wanna first draw the shape of the feather on your paper, and it's gonna look kind of like a long leaf, okay? So I'm gonna just show you on the other side how to do this. So you're going to start out, use some nice light loose lines to draw your feather shape. Okay, and then once you have your feather shape, you're going to go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so I've got my feather shape. I'm gonna go ahead, grab my scissors. Now, you do not have to do this with an old book page. You can do it with any old paper you have lying around the house. One thing I was thinking I might make a feather out of that I think would be really neat is just taking a piece of paper that I've painted or drawn on and cutting it out. So like here is my piece of paper left over from another project where I colored crayon all over it, and I'm thinking about cutting this into some various feathers. Okay, so once you've gotten this far, okay, you're gonna go ahead and fold your feather in half, and you want the tip of it to be folded right down the middle. Okay, now no feather is perfectly symmetrical, meaning perfectly the same on both sides. So if it's not exact, that's okay. And there's more than one way to do this. I've also seen people, and I'll show you this just in case you want to do it this way. I've also seen people do this where they fold their paper first because they want their feather to be symmetrical, and then they go ahead and cut out their feather shape. So that's also an option, and then you open it up and you've got your feather shape, okay? And that one's kind of a fatter feather, so yeah, some feathers are gonna be fat, some are gonna be skinny, okay? So I'm gonna just cut away a little bit more of this. Okay. All right, so now I've got my feather shape. All right, so fold my feather, okay? Now, I've seen people do this two different ways. I've seen them keep it folded and cut, 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 okay? All the way up. And I'm just leaving a little bit here so that I don't cut all the way through. And I've also seen people do it where they open their feather up and they cut them individually. This is a more efficient way of doing it. But when you get to the top, you have have to be a little bit more careful so you don't chop off the tip of your feather. Okay, uh-oh, I almost did there. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, and then you can go ahead and open your feather up. Okay, and like I said, I almost chopped off the tip there. Ooh, not good. Okay, so now I've got my feather. Okay, and you need to, your feather's gonna be kind of floppy unless you put something in the middle like a normal feather to give it some structure. Okay, so here with this feather, I went ahead and I took a pipe cleaner and I glued it on, and then I set something heavy on top of it for 24 hours so that it would stay. And this is kind of cool with a pipe cleaner because now look, I can bend my feather however I want. I can also tie my feather to things because I've got the pipe cleaner end on it. So if you wanted to tie it onto something, you could do that. You can also, instead of you just using pipe cleaner, I have another feather here where I just folded a piece of paper until it was thick enough, and then I glued it on, and I'm also gonna glue on another piece right here. And that gave my feather some structure. Okay, you could see if you have a piece of wire around the house, you could use that, maybe hot glue it on. You could also use a thin piece of cardboard, anything that's going to give it some structure, okay? The other thing I've seen people do is I've seen them punch little holes and then string up the feathers and then hang them for parties and celebrations. So that's an option. And then, like I said, you know, if you want to paint your feather or even add, like, put a little bit of glue on the tips and sprinkle some glitter on, experiment with decorating your feather in different ways. These are really fun to make, and you can use them in so many different ways. In fact, you could even take another piece of paper, make a ton of feathers, and draw a bird and then attach the feathers to your art piece, okay? All right, so now you know how to make a paper feather. And again, you don't have to make it out of an old book page. You can make it out of any kind of paper that you have around the house. All right, happy art making.